Well, let me first start off by saying, before I did, the only correction I'd like to make from yesterday is I wish I knew a little what I knew now before I made that yesterday. And let me first point out that I was reacting to the articles, and I should have made that video better, probably with the article I was reacting to. But I had read different articles based off of that message and where I had gotten my mind. I didn't know like Daleen and certain individuals were involved with this Please Bring Me Home behind the scenes. And I want to be clear that I'm not trying to paint them in a negative light. Yesterday in my video, I was repeating myself because I was just going off my mind and pausing and going and doing other things and coming back. So it sounded like I was repeating myself, which is a bit annoying. I'll have to keep an eye out for that in the future. However, it occurred to me when Daleen, this Belinda's counsel in this circumstance, it's her business however she wants to go about doing things. I was just reacting to how it was being portrayed in the media and putting two and two together from a layman's scenario in that sense. Now that I know, after talking to certain people in the background, more of who's related to who and what's going on, I probably wouldn't have been so harsh against this particular agency. It was the thought and the idea and how they were portraying it in the media as opposed to the people involved. So I certainly didn't want to upset Belinda Gray in that sense. And I didn't intend to even know or think that I knew or communicated with the people that were involved. And I apologize if it came off a little bit harsh, and I appreciate Daleen leaving the message in my comment section to reach out with her if I have any questions. I don't have any questions because I didn't know that you were involved with them. I had no questions. I've got no question, but I will reach out in the future before I make a scowling video about it. It's just me being caught up in my feels more so than trying to disgrace somebody who's making an honest effort in that circumstance. Even though I said that yesterday in that video, I think my other point of how I was reacting to what the hell is going on or WTF, stuck out a little bit more in people's minds. Anyway, I got sent this screenshot. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what it is about. Maybe I should pause and go read and then update you. I just used it as a backdrop right now. I don't know who this is yet. I haven't read it. Oh, I did hear something funny about Kent being over in Justin's live stream from Clutch Them Pearls yesterday night, throwing heavies around Mr. Important. Yeah, selling his wares over there. You are a tragedy pimp, boy. You're hardcore. He is such a scoundrel, and he's caught. I tuned in a couple times yesterday because it was Jack's birthday. And I tuned in and I was listening to people cry into the microphone at the prayer vigil. I thought, oh, what a beautiful thing. And then somebody sent me an image with old Daniel standing against that tree. I recognize that striped shirt anywhere, Danny. But I thought, what an interesting little picture. And Kent, of course, is up there crying and carrying on. You don't even know you don't know, Kent. Then we were talking over in Mike's this morning about how Derpwood and Kent fit into this and this whole little sequence of probably things that are stolen. You've got a little bit of a scheme going on back there. Derpwood, Daniel, involved in stealing things late at night. They're the ones that introduce these narratives. Nobody else introduces these. Why? Stolen car items. Derpwood's always hustling these vehicles that are so shot up and screwed over. They try to just pawn them off, claiming selling features like the fact that it has a title or some sort of paperwork backing up the fact that it's legit on Facebook Marketplace. That's a little sketchy there, Derpwood. We can see it now. So the person who sent me that message is claiming that this group in the background is turning into this cyberbullying group and having some internal drama. Well, that's not my fucking problem. That's your problem. The fact that you want to carry it out and scare people into thinking a certain way, that's very interesting. Well, you're not going to do that here. That's not going to work. So I don't know how much of it's true, how much of it's not. I don't pay attention to that sort of nonsense. But I am going to begin. I'll figure it out. Hold on. I'll go reread this. Oh, I don't know if it's actually true. This is just this person's interpretation of things. Maybe they have a point. Why are they so up in arms about it? It has something to do with this particular image. Let me see this particular image. Did I upload it the other day? That one has everything to do with this, and I believe it was from Chrissy, but it got leaked. She's calling Daleen a fake lawyer. Oh, jeez. And somebody's apparently a private investigator. Well, that's a big... Anybody can call themselves a PI. Like Daniel is Magnum PEI. Do you remember how funny Magnum PEI is? It's John Candy and SCTV. Hold on, let me pull that up. People from the States won't appreciate this as much, but people in Canada will love it. Do you remember old school SCTV used to rip on the CBC? And it used to be pretty good. And of course, everybody knows John Candy. But Magnum PEI was CBC's version of Magnum PI. Magnum Private Investigator with Tom Selleck in that awesome Ferrari. Was it a 308 or 328? I can't remember what model it was now. But it used to be an awesome show on TV in the beginning of the 80s that used to come down. But CBC's version is Magnum PEI. And of course, Daniel's from Nova Scotia, but it's still a maritime thing, and it's still funny. And of course, Daniel is a junior investigator over there at the RCMP. He's got a very close relationship, he likes to claim. Here's Magnum PEI, also known as Danny Helping.
And stay tuned for action, adventure, and romance set against the exotic.
This is the CBC.
So old Kent has apparently a commercial video selling his wares that they're pushing and playing on the backs of so-called investigating Jack and Lily. He goes over to Clutch Them Pearls, according to this individual, and is trying to convince people on not talking or being suspicious towards Malaya for not showing up at his little party, his little vigil. Ken, you're a complete fool, a douchebag, and an idiot, and everybody can see it. You're fake, disingenuous, pretentious, and a con man. So according to this person, they're talking about I think they're talking about there being a bad actor involved or somebody being involved trying to block out this Chrissy, so she indeed resigned from this organization, apparently. I don't know all of the ins and outs. I guess, is it important? But I guess they're the individuals behind the scenes, pushing and holding a certain agenda. Kiss my ass. Kent's involved with it. Kent is pushing a certain agenda. That's not how she works. Although it is funny to watch you guys walk around and try. Why don't you douchebags just start up your own channel and go and propagate till the cows come home? Why does it have to be in other people's live chats, I wonder? In all of these Facebook groups, according to this individual, I don't know how much of this is true. This is just one person's perspective. So they're saying in this message in the background that, the RCMP know all about their dirty business up in these groups, and they're watching. Well, of course they watch to see what the hell's going on. It's not like it's going to tell them much, but it's a moment where they can observe and gather intel, very important intel. for whatever reason. For whatever reason they need. But he's saying, oh, they were reported to the RCMP, and now they're watching, and you know, now they're watching everybody's live streams. Listen, it's not like that. It's not like that. They may tune in, but it's not like they're combing through looking for something to slap on you and get in the middle of ongoing drama. It's just as observers, and of course, why wouldn't they monitor social media? They're on it. Wouldn't you like to have that job, Kent? Sit around and watch social media for the RCMP all day? I'll have to wake you up, poke you with the stick and wake you up. Make sure you're still with it. Now, you wouldn't be guilty in receiving any stolen property from some ongoing deals with Derpwood and Daniel, would you, Kent? I wonder what started that fire at old Kent's garage that he never had insurance for. I wonder why they would have to, wonder how it started. Why they wouldn't have taken any sort of precautionary measures so they wouldn't lose their so important business. First thing that you do is ensure your business is, if you have a business. Your business wasn't legit to begin with, Kent. If it was a legitimate business, surely you would have made the initial steps to get basic insurance. Liability. I'm going to push that son of a bitch down a hill. Runaway wheelchair on Main Street. So this individual's talking about how Kent was confronted after the vigil for disappearing money. What did you exactly say? He was confronted after the ceremony that money that he raised was going missing. In this person's opinion, probably going to his garage campaign, as it did burn down to the ground last July, and he had no insurance. The ceremony was amazing till it was spoiled. What happened to the respect for Jack and Lily, Kent? Practice what you preach, this person says. Little Mr. Drama Man. Oh yeah, Mr. Important. Old Kent. Congratulations to the Blue Jays for winning Game 5. Going back to Toronto tomorrow night for Game 6 and an elimination. A chance for a World Series ring, baby. Oh yeah! LFG Jays, let's go! So the person that sent me this message in the background that's not on your screen, by the way, I don't know who this Christine is. That the Christine that comes in chat the odd time? Is that who you're talking about? I'm not even going to say her last name, but this Christine and this Brad guy, not Bradley Wong, but this Brad T will say. I don't know who that is, man. Or do I? Maybe I do know who they are and I just don't register them in my mind because everybody has different names in that sense. But it's all really interesting. That's funny. It's all falling apart on you. Guys are fighting over in-house drama, but only your in-house drama is somehow put onto everybody else. Now you have to go and impose your will upon all of the people that are trying to, learn or pay attention to the Jack and Lily Sullivan case. You're putting all of this disinformation out there as to what it is that they should do to benefit you in the moment, as opposed to Jack and Lily. Red flag. All of your in-house drama, whoever runs that show, should be staying inside if there is indeed any. But this is the problem that you have when nobody is earning a paycheck. They're all volunteers. Or are they? Ooh. So here it is on the screen. I don't know how they got this, or who this Christine Inrig is. I'm trying to figure that out. She's trying to say that she thinks it was Haley's boyfriend that took Jack and Lily. I don't know what happened, but something didn't go as planned. Something about this individual certainly isn't right if they're sitting around thinking that Daniel and Janie are innocent in all of this. Jack and Lily are there somewhere. Janie and Daniel are innocent. And the car was Brad Wong and Justin Smith stealing. See, that's why I think Derpwood and Daniel are heavy into B&Es and theft, and somewhere to take it, like to a chop shop or the hell away into an enclosed garage that's probably burnt down by now, along with all of the stolen property that they had around the house that they probably need to get rid of. Perhaps maybe that's what it was. All the stolen property that made them paranoid, along with the bodies. So whoever this Christine is a real idiot in that sense. And if this is indeed exactly how this organization feels, and it's legit, you guys is your POSs. Then we'll put you on blast nonstop. This is all kinds of reasons to talk about you. Hey, Daleen, and you want to be disappointed? Well, that's too bad for you. That's really too bad. You guys need to get your hooks out of Belinda. You guys shouldn't be around a situation like this. If this is the type of nonsense that you bring. You're not any closer to getting that 150K. That's really what your prime motivator is. You need to place yourself right with an ally with everybody, especially the parents who hold the key information in all of this. And why would you be pushing Derpwood's story? Janie and Daniel, you say, are innocent. The question comes back, did he hurt them? The car was Brad Wong and Justin Smith stealing. Well, how do you know it was them stealing if you were not already stealing yourself? How is it you can recognize somebody stealing from so far away? I don't know if he hurt them. This was as far as I could get until this blew. This blew. You mean that message? What an interesting turn of events. Yeah, this weirdo in the background. This weirdo Christine, who was in the previous message. I kind of get what you're sending me here. You're a bit sketchy there, Christine. Oh, yeah. This has to be a relation if they wouldn't be letting the baby go. So Christine is in there saying that, let's see. So both Meadow and Malaya are off the res at the moment, like a visitation somewhere. Are they alone? All sharing all kinds of inside information about Malaya. Oh, why don't you just guys run some surveillance on her and not have to share all of this information in a public setting? Huh. You guys are foolish. So there's this Brad dude. Oh, they're working in the background. Mm-hmm. Christine's saying, because that's an emergency to me. Why the F are the two of them off the res at the same time? Oh boy. I wonder what you're worried about. Saturday, 6:59 a.m. I don't know when this is from. Brad replying to Christine, just showing a conversation. Megan and Rosie are involved. Wonder why we have these screenshots. Things are blowing up back there. There's some disgruntled volunteers. So hit me up. Hit me up in the comments section. Fill me in as to what exactly is occurring. I'll pick you up in the next video. Peace.